All right, everybody, we are live, 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 live. Listen, everybody, it's now time for our next speaker of the day. And so I'm super excited. We just finished giving away. We had 5 individuals whose name were selected. And yes, we're going to be doing more giveaways, y'all. Just the beginning, just the beginning. And so excited, y'all, about New Year, New You, New Year, New You. We are giving away cash money. Today we had some people to win our a light up microphone that y'all about to see in a second. We also had somebody to win $100 cash. Okay. We also had somebody to win some ear pods, a book, and a gift card. And so if you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is go to New Year, New You conference. Make sure that you show up every single day and participate so that you can be a part of the giveaway. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. If y'all are just joining in, put your city and state in the chat. Put your city and state in the chat, and we will get this party started. Hello. How y'all doing? Happy New Year, everybody. This is day number 12. Is that the right way? No, 12. Day 12 of New Year, New You. And y'all, it has been lit. Congratulations to our winners thus far. We'll be doing another panel discussion on next Sunday. Today is Sunday, so we say next Sunday, right? So on next Sunday, we're going to do another live panel discussion at 7 o'clock. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in. And so we're excited because we have another one of our amazing speakers that are going to be speaking on today. But do me a favor, y'all. Let me know in the chat right now, what city and state are you guys chiming in from, or country? If you are joining us from another country outside of the good old United States of America, okay, let us know in the chat where you guys are joining us from, because we had one of our fellow brothers join us from Ghana. And so if you are joining us from another country, definitely let us know where you guys are chiming in from, and I'm gonna put y'all on the screen. Hold on, y'all. I'm multitasking. Oh, and I'm so excited. We just did some giveaways, y'all. And so we're gonna be doing more giveaways, okay? More giveaways as well on Sunday. So let me put y'all in the chat. Let's see where y'all chiming in from. Come on. We've got Opie, Louisiana. Crystal, no, I can't quite pronounce that yet. She's gonna work on the phonetics for me. Help me out. We've yes, Yvette, we are back on deck. Columbia, South Carolina, Lawrenceville, Georgia, Daphne, Alabama, Rahway, New Jersey, Montgomery, Alabama. Look, everybody was here earlier today, so that's why they saying I'm back, because they said we getting 2 doses of this today. Won't they do it? Okay, let me see, where is y'all at? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yes, day 12, Kennesaw, Georgia, Cleveland, Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, Fayetteville, Georgia. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, you know what, guys? I am going to go ahead and step out of the way and introduce our speaker for today, if y'all don't mind. Let me go ahead and introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Alfred J. Robinson, who is a storyteller, speaker, and advocate for men's emotional healing and growth. I love that. A U.S. Army vet and proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, he brings a unique perspective as a father and active listener to the often unspoken pain that men carry. Drawing from his personal journey navigating divorce as a Black man in America, he authored Notes of an Unfinished Journey, I'm Not Done Yet, a Black Man's Divorce Memoir, shedding light on the emotional challenges that men face yet rarely vocalize. Kudos to you, right? Shout out to my strong Black men out there, right? With a background in hospitality, operations, management, and HR recruitment, Alfred combines live experience and professional insight to inspire men to heal, rebuild, and redefine themselves. Through his platform, he empowers others, embraces vulnerability, breaks the silence surrounding their struggles, and reclaim their lives. For 2025 and beyond, his message remains clear. Healing begins when men are heard. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to present to you all none other than Alfred J. Robinson.
I'm going to wait for a little while. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Salutations, greetings, blessings. Whew. Gratitude for the moment. Hey, Happy New Year. We are here in 2025. There's a lot that comes with that. So I'm not going to keep you long. I'm grateful to be on this platform, and I'm just celebrate yourself. Let's do that for a second. If you alive and you're grateful for being alive, just celebrate yourself. Actually, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. Alfred, why? Why would we drop a number 1? Because you are number 1. You know what I mean? Because if it ain't you, then who? So absolutely drop a number 1 in the chat. Super grateful to be here. New year, new you. We are going to take a little bit of time and we're going to have a conversation of what it is to be you and celebrate you and celebrate this platform. You are blessed because there are so many dynamic speakers, male and female, speaking from real-time experience, pouring into you, as Taria says, for how much? For free. So definitely take the time out to sign up and multiple times so that you can win the trophies. I believe it's $1,000 prize. You get $1,000 for just showing up. Hey, I'm going to show up. You know, there is a bill with $1,000 name on it. So anyway, so you heard my introduction. My name is Alfred J. Robinson. I am an author, an inspirational speaker, and I speak to men's pain. I speak to the silenced lion. My conversation my book is Notes of an Unfinished Journey. I'm Not Done Yet. A Black Man's Divorce Memoir. Just for clarity, it's Notes of an Unfinished Journey. It's a series. There will be more notes to come. I'm a Black man. I'm divorced. So that's what that's all about. So this conversation today, we're going to go over a couple of things. And I want to start out with the end at the beginning so that we have clarity. Again, my conversation is the pain that men go through in relationships. The pain, the silent pain, the unspoken pain, the unacknowledged pain, the pain that kills him ultimately because he has nowhere to express it. That's my conversation. And I will keep it brief because pain hurts and no one wants to stay in pain for a long time. So again, my name is Alfred J. Robinson. I'm going to go through what we provide first. So we have that covered. So what we do, we offer stories. This book and the other books are collections of stories of men, several men, including myself. So while it is a memoir, it is a collection, and the next books will be collaborations. So we are going to have conversations. I'm keeping myself focused. We're going to have conversations about the pain that men go through relationships. We're going to discuss specifically 3 things. Those 3 things are to healing, by self-reflection. Number 2, strength through vulnerability. And number 3, we're going to have an active conversation about communicating with our partners. How many? Drop a 1 in the chat. It's an interactive chat. This conversation will be interactive. How's that conversation with your spouse? Male or female? Male or female? How's that conversation with your spouse? Because while we spend 40 to 60 hours a week at work, we still have another 200 or 150 some odd hours at home or outside of work. How is that going on with your spouse? Are you heard? Are you seen as a man? So our conversation again, let's go over it. Put it in the checklist if you heard. We're going to deal with healing by self-reflection. We're going to talk about the strength and vulnerability. And we're going to have also a conversation about communicating as we grow through our relationships. Now, I'm going to hit you with something. Did you know that between 65 to 70% of relationships currently, 2024, 2025, end because of, drop it in the chat. Let me see some, I told you it's interactive. Okay. Cheating, that's an interesting one. That's the easy one. Money, okay. Money is good. Finances, all right, I see that. Those are the things. Abuse, yeah, domestic abuse. And in this conversation, there's also part of men's pain. Part of men's pain is men get abused also. Men get badly abused. Frying pans, pots, knives, whatever the case may be, cars, whatever the case may be, men get abused also. But men don't have the comfort of going to the police department and say, hey, this woman abused me. Why? Because he's not taken seriously. So if he knows going in he won't be taken seriously in the police department, he won't go. Why? He'll just go somewhere else and deal with the pain, go to the hospital or whatever and deal with the pain. So yeah, that's a good point. Abuse is a very good point. We're going to go through those 3 points. Healing through self-reflection, strength and vulnerability, and communication through the relationship. All of these things are covered in the book. I didn't ask the question, where are you calling from? Where are you chiming in from? Let's take a second to recognize you again. Like, where are you calling from? I mean, this is a live interactive call, and it's New Year, New You. Where you celebrating from? Where you from? Oh, okay. Of course, there's always a Brooklyn. There's always a Brooklyn. I don't know what it is. Okay, New Jersey. That's where I'm from. I'm from New Jersey. If you're from New Jersey, put the city from New Jersey. Yeah. Okay. Canada. Interesting. All right. That works. Of course, Jamaica. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the real country. Of course. Again, my name is Alfred J. Robinson, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, and raised in the summer times in Montgomery, Alabama. My mom is from Montgomery, Alabama. Dad is from Boston, Georgia. Yes, there is a Boston, Georgia. It's right outside of Tallahassee. My family will tell you all about it. It's not popularly known even for people in Georgia. I had the privilege of reconnecting with my family recently, and it was a beautiful event. So I was raised in Newark, Irvington, New Jersey, and I had the advantage of having parents who loved me. And they stayed together for me to raise a child. No, there's nothing wrong. I paused intentionally. My parents stayed together to raise a child. They made that agreement. That's part of number 3, communication as we go through relationships. How many of you have made that commitment to your spouse that we're going to stick it through until a child is old enough to be on its own? Married couples? You did make the commitment if you're married because you signed a contract that said through thick and thin, for better or for worse. So, again, I speak for the silenced lion, and my conversation is different because I'm coming from the point of view of having been in a relationship for multiple years, for multiple decades. So again, born and raised Irvington, Newark, Montgomery, Alabama. My parents loved me. I had a younger sister. She did not make it. She did not make it. So she transitioned as an infant, and so my parents were fully invested, coming from parents who were not allowed to read. I'll say it again. My parents were fully invested in my education, coming from parents who were not allowed to read. We're not talking Franklin Douglas, but we're not talking too much far from it. So weekends for me was the museum, library, until I grew to love it. So I would spend weekends in the library and museum all by myself. Culture, art, knowledge, all that good stuff. So I went through grade school locally. And then as any young man, I began to feel myself. You know what I mean? As my father said, we had many elevator conversations so that we could get close. So that, I would understand the fact that I'm going to grow up to be a young man and I won't be killed randomly. So I will carry myself in a certain way. A lot of young men would benefit from having conversations from a male figure in their life saying that, hey, this is how you need to carry yourself, so that you can survive and continue the elevation of human beings on this planet. I digress. So high school, started feeling myself. My parents were like, oh no, we're not doing that. Let's find something else. So my parents decided to put me in a private school. Grew up in an urban environment, and then they decided to put me in a private school. Yeah, you talk about trauma. That's interesting. So I was able to adjust to that environment, still align with my thirst for knowledge, and with more resources. And then we had summer reading. And then I took classes in summer reading, and we read books like Taipan and Harvard Experiment and Sid Harther and so many other books that opened the mind. And because my parents decided to invest in my education in high school, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that they don't have to pay for college. So because I made that decision, that vow to myself as a man, that my parents would not have to pay for college, I made sure that they didn't have to. So I was hanging out one day, just being with friends or whatever, and I saw a recruiting office. I was like, a recruitment? I was like, all right. So I followed God. God said, go in there. I said, okay, I'm going to go in there and ask some questions. And they said, we'll pay for your college education. I said, ooh. That's what I want. Then my parents don't have to pay for it. What do I have to do? So I went in there and they told me what I had to do. I filled out all the paperwork. I think I was 17. I had to because I was still in high school. So I went in there and then I went home and I didn't discuss it with my parents because I was old enough and I whispered it to them like, a week before, any necessary information because I saw my parents arguing all of a sudden. I saw them bickering. Dad was a machinist. However, he had to be an apprentice because when he was a machinist at Engelhart, they wouldn't allow him to be a machinist as title. So he could only be an apprentice. Mom was a phenomenal stay-at-home mom, a true stay-at-home mom. She went to county college for a second. She was the oldest of 8. So her conversation was a little bit different, but she always had a drive to do something more. You know, my mom and I, we spent many a weekend shucking peas, Scrabble, hog mogs, you know, all that stuff. We cooked in the kitchen in the living room, laid greens on the floor, broke out peas. You know what I mean? You know what I noticed when I was doing collard greens the other day? There are no more worms in the greens anymore. There's no more bite marks in the greens anymore. Okay, Subway. Subtitle. Anyway, so you know, we grew up cooking food, doing all those things. So I decided to go to the Army. I told my parents. They were happy about it. They were excited. My father was a military man. He was one of the first black regiments to walk into Auschwitz and free the people in Auschwitz. So that was a claim to fame for him. So I had that gene in me. So I went to the military, came out, went to college here in Jersey, used my degree, used my GI Bill to pay for 2 degrees. And so I have a hospitality and recruitment background. So that's what I did. I met I married my college sweetheart, and we have beautiful children at this particular point in time. And then as life happened, we separated. We divorced. And that process was horrible for both parties. My conversation is specifically for the man. There are rare instances that speak about how hard it is for a man to experience divorce. Because no one speaks about that men have emotions or feelings. So I speak for the silenced man or the unrecognized man, not them not being recognized or seen or acknowledged at the fact, because you're just supposed to be a figurine marching along at the Christmas party and just doing what it is that you have to do. You don't have any feelings. You know, you're just supposed to go ahead and do whatever is necessary to be done, but we have feelings, we hurt. So when a situation occurs, when a divorce papers is handed to us, or we come home from a business trip or something like that and the house is empty, or we come home and are told that we can't go into our household, or we have an argument or conversation, which all marriages have, and we're told by people that don't look like me, come in my house that we're paying for, and I have to leave. And I have to come back in 24 hours. I have to go find a room. Understand, because I'm a man. Get it. Physical body could harm someone. And then there are conversations in here. This is not just me. These are other men's conversations. But then he comes back the next morning and he's no longer allowed in that house and never returns to that house. The conversation is that men hurt. Men have feelings. We are not robots. Robots are on the way, but we are not them. And we need to be seen as human beings. So that's what this conversation is. So I'm going to stay on point. That's why I wrote notes, because I want to stay on point. This is not just about me. This is about the uncountable amount of men that hurt and don't have words to be able to say that we hurt, or don't have the education to be able to say we hurt, or are so in love or so involved or so committed to the language of a good relationship, can't move on past that. So what we discuss I'm going to go into this because I see, that's why I put notes down, because of the fact that it's authentic. And it's not for me. So heal by self-reflection. What does that mean, Alfred? What does it mean to heal by self-reflection? That means taking the time out and spend time with you and find out who you are. And the best way to do that is therapy. The best way to do that is therapy. Therapy with a licensed professional, whether it be a minister, whether it be a psychiatrist, psychologist, whether it be a life coach, a health coach, or some other qualified individual. And a person, most men don't have a confidant. Some women have a plethora of females they can go to and they can get together in a hive and discuss stuff. Men are trained not to communicate with each other. So there is no hive. I'll give you a bonus from one of the programs that we developed. And you could take it down. Write this one down. How many female national platforms do you know? I'll give you an example. You have The View. You had Oprah. You have Ivana Vincent. You have a couple of female platforms that are national TV that come on, a couple of different times during the day, right? During the morning times, you have female platforms that get together, can have a conversation nationally, right? Name me one male national platform. Just one male national platform. Steve Harvey does a good job. Great. No jokes. He does it on the side. But it's not a dedicated platform to the conversation of men and empowering men. Name me one. So, with that being said, sticking on this platform, I have to run through it at this particular point in time. Healing by self-reflection. Therapy is number one. Looking in the mirror and having conversations with yourself in the mirror if you don't have the money for therapy. That's another thing. Not all people have access to unlimited funds. So having that conversation in the mirror, like, what is going on? What happened? I hurt. What do I do? God help me. That's another thing. Number two, we're going to get into strength and vulnerability. When you're in an active conversation with an active relationship, and then you've taken the time out to take step one and do that self-healing, having that self-reflection, now you have a better understanding of self. When you know thyself, then you can go on and move forward. So now you can have a conversation that's like, hey, spouse, partner, this is what I found out about myself. Vulnerability. These are the things that I think that I'm not doing right or that are of difficulty. So there's no blame. You don't want to put blame because blame always brings in a problem. So these are the things of issue. Can we discuss these things? And in discussing these things, we immediately, that's vulnerable, and bringing it to the table and discussing it, that's vulnerable. Then the next thing we do is we go ahead and we have it, if it's possible, there's not many times a man can come to his spouse and say, let's have a conversation. I hurt. Work was hard for me. Can we talk about it? $65 to 70% of divorces currently come from communication. A silenced lion is not heard, but yet still feared. Anyway, sidetracked. So there's strength and vulnerability. You do the work, you find out, you become clear with forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. It is for you. While you go into forgiveness thinking like, oh, I gotta forgive this person, I gotta have a face-to-face conversation with this person, we have a platform for that. So no, it's not about the other person, because you can't forgive the other person if you don't forgive. You can't even say forgiveness to the other person unless you forgive yourself, because you hurt. And if you're not healed, you can't do it. There's another platform, because I'm gonna close this out. Again, back to the chat. I said interactive. Drop in the chat the 3 things. I'll give you 60 seconds. Drop in the chat the 3 things. They're successive. One has to happen first. That's that. Looking at yourself. The second comes from the first because you grow stronger. And then from growing stronger, the next thing you can do is, right. Oh, I see you. Look at you. Put 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. I see you paying attention. Listen, definitely send me a message. My site is a black man's divorce memoir. My site is a divorce man's divorce memoir. Yeah, it's all one word. Like it's written on the book. You know what I mean? It's a black man's divorce memoir. I apologize. I put the black man. Okay, so it's a black man's divorce memoir. Just text that. That's my site, and leave the information. We can actually have conversations. We have a platform. We have a segment that once you do that, if you do that today, or if you do that through this New Year, New You program, I'll talk to Taria. If you do that through this, if you go to the site, a black man's divorce memoir, throughout this program, we will send you a free ebook. You know what that free ebook is? 5 misconceptions about men pain. 5 misconceptions about men's pains. Guess what? You could download the ebook and read it, and no one else knows but you. But guess what happens when you read it? You can have new communications. So why am I doing this? Who do we work with? How do we align? I didn't even go into everything that I really wanted to go into. I didn't even speak about the trauma of divorce, the pain of sitting outside on the stoop in the rain and hurting so bad that you want to reach out and grab your heart because it's completely out of your body. And then somebody asks you to come into work. And then somebody asks you to come pick up the kids. And then somebody asks you to go do these things. And you haven't processed through the pain of losing your partner. You haven't processed through the pain of what has happened. So a healed person hurts. An unhealed person hurts. A healed person helps. So if you haven't gotten to the point from extreme hurt to the other H of healing, there's nothing you can do. So that leads me into what we do. We offer a 5-step program. Because here's the result. A happier person is more productive. And I'm going to close out with this. A happier person. This is the ultimate goal. Like when you're hurt as a man, that heart blood goes into the brains. That hurt heart transfers pain and trauma into both brains. And when both brains are infected, there's no forward movement. Anyway, so when you are healed, as we take you through that process, and you are happier, I'm going to take you through this. I'm going to close out with this. You know what happens? I'm going to read it because I want to be segmented. Number 1, you get increased productivity at work and at home. Home first. Charity begins at home. It spreads abroad. We'll do that. You get improved family and team dynamics. Another thing is you get better problem solving skills. If you have better problem solving skills because you're not hurt, now you can think clearer. Now you can help clearer. Now you have less problems. That's number 3. Number 4, when your heart is healed and is pumping clearly throughout your body, both brains are healed. Your metabolism is better. You breathe better. Everything is better. The 5th thing, you have better interactions with yourself, self first, your family second, which includes some kids. Gotta love them kids. Love them kids. Your friends, your co-workers, your clients. That's the whole conversation that we begin to have. Again, so since you've enjoyed this conversation so much, definitely continue to log in, definitely continue to vote, definitely continue to log in, and so that you can get more and more chances to win prizes. Win that $1,000 prize, and then hit me up at A Black Man's Divorce Memoir and let me know you won the $1,000 prize. It's been a plumb pleasure having this conversation with you this evening. I am so thankful. Thank you. Have a happy new year, happy life. Let us get together. When you do hit that ablackmansdivorcememoir.com, I'll obtain your information and I will definitely reach out to you personally, and then we can work together. You understand what I'm saying? Because a healed man heals the family. A healed family heals the state. A healed state heals the country. I'm going to stop. Definitely come on and get that free ebook. Let's stop the misconceptions. Let's find out what those 5 misconceptions about men's emotional relationship pains, and then let's help everyone. Again, thank you very much. I've been blessed to have this conversation with you. Have a marvelous evening. And please, 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 if you have any questions, just go to the site. Thank you very much. Thank you for this environment. You have a series of other authors. You have a series of other dynamic speakers speaking the real things that affect our community. Take notes. Connect with these other authors who have sacrificed their personal selves so that you could benefit. And it's free. Learn, become better. Thank you. God bless, and have a marvelous evening.
You guys, what in the what? What in the what? Alfred J. Robinson. Man, we need more brothers like him. And I'm so glad that he's creating or has created this movement. Y'all drop in the chat. What's a takeaway that you received? I mean, y'all been typing the whole time. So he did his thing. He did his big one. Can we say mic drop? Okay. Did his big one. This is what you can expect from New Year, New You. Oh, I'm so grateful. I remember when Alfred, he just recently joined us with Book Prophets Club. And I just remember him talking about his topic. And I was like, oh, this is so good. And one of the things that we're actually striving to do with Book Prophets Club is creating like a man's cave where the men can get together. Because just like you said, you know, when you are good, the house is good. When the house is good, the state is good. When the state is good, the country is good. Okay. And so it starts in the foundation of the head of the household. And we want to make sure that our men are great. A lot of times people think that, you know, Book Prophets Club is just a woman's organization because I'm a female. And they'll say, a lot of men will be like, oh, I'll plug my wife into it, or I know it's a homegirl. But no. Book Prophets Club is for all speakers and coaches who want to learn how to leverage their books. So Alfred, thank you so much for creating the conversation. And I'm really looking forward to what you're going to be doing, as well as our other fellas, our other brothers that are part of BPC in the men's cave. And so that was powerful. Let me see what y'all putting over here in the chat. Yes, mic drop. Mic freaking drop. Absolutely, y'all. Shout out to my brothers that are here that are also watching as well. Yes, thank you for sharing your story, for being vulnerable, for being a light for other men that sometimes don't feel comfortable with talking about their truths. talking about what they're going through, the abuse, the mental challenges, the physical challenges, all those different things. And so you were phenomenal. And as you can see in the chat. And so y'all just be on the lookout. Alfred will be contacting you too, just like every single one of our speakers for those who are registered. If you are not registered, you just simply need to go to www. I tried to type this in before. It was tripping. New Year, New You Conference.com. Okay, everybody that's watching, because we are still going. There it is. It's still. Oh, here we go. We are still doing our giveaways, y'all. We did some giveaways today. On next Sunday, we'll have another panel, and you never know, during the week, I just might be feeling froggy, and I might jump to do another giveaway. That's just what I love to do. I love to do awesome opportunities, but I think what's most important is the value. Think about it. Some of us may be registered because we just wanted to come and win, and then now look, you got. Our speakers that spoke today, and then you also have Alfred. I mean, what? Excuse me? This was free? Are you kidding me? This is amazing. And the truth is, y'all, is that it wasn't really free. This is one thing in 2025 that we've got to start evaluating what is more valuable to us, money or our time. Because the truth is that this event isn't free. You guys are investing, but you cannot buy back. I don't care how much money we have in this world, the 2 hours or the 1 hour that you guys have been with us, you can't buy it back. And so for that, I am truly appreciative. For that, I am grateful, because you have sowed a seed of time. And my hope is that the time that you sow into listening to our speakers will reap a harvest of profit, not just profit in your bank account, but profit in your relationships, profit in your wellness, whether it's physical or mental, profit in your skill set, profit in your knowledge, all of those areas of where we want to grow in. I pray that that's the harvest that you receive. So again, thank you guys so much for the chatting and plugging in. There's Alfred right there in the chat, plugging in. We appreciate you. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into finishing up for today. Tomorrow we have another speaker who's going to be joining us for New Year, New You. So make sure that you guys do not forget to plug in for tomorrow. Well, I'm going to play a quick commercial, and then we're going to wrap this thing on up. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up.
Are you ready to make 2025 your year?
Are you registered for the 8th annual New Year, New You conference?
This free virtual event is packed with daily inspiration, expert advice, and amazing giveaways.
For 7 years, we have done this event with thousands of people showing up virtually from all over the world.
It's easy to join. Just head to newyearnewuconference.com and register for free. All you have to do is register and show up to win. Want even more chances to win? Complete a few simple steps. It's all free. Don't miss your chance to kick off 2025 with big prizes and even bigger opportunities. Register now at newyearnewuconference.com. Your year of transformation starts here.